Hello, I'm Isaac Johnson and welcome to the last ever iCOV TV show. No! We're actually calling this one iCOV TV Gets Loose. But before anything, before we get underway, head over to our Twitter page at _iCOV to vote who you want to see snowmanned. More on that later. So we're kicking things off on the celebrity front first. Joe Sugg made it through to the semi-finals of Strictly Come Dancing last Sunday, and we are asking, are YouTubers celebrities? The 27-year-old has 8.2 million subscribers on his YouTube channel with 21.5 million viewers every single month. But does this make videos in a bedroom count as a legitimate career? Let me introduce my co-hosts. We've got Maisie Hancock, we've got Henry Calvert, and Liana Petrova will be joining us shortly with a very special guest. But first, let's get on to the discussion about the YouTubers. So, Henry, do you think that you can count YouTubers as celebrities?
I don't know. Yes, they have a following, and that's all great. If people enjoy it, they enjoy it. But I don't really think you can call them celebrities if all you're doing is sitting in your bedroom and talking to a camera. To me, that's not a career.
Oh, you don't need any qualifications for that, I guess. No. Certainly say we're 27 grand a year. So, would you say that it counts as a career? Amazing.
I think it does now. I mean, we're in a new sort of age where people don't watch TV anymore that much, they don't watch films that much, but kids absolutely love YouTube. And we've seen with people like Zoella, like Joe Sugg, they've released DVDs, books, they've sort of gone onto YouTube as a platform and then made their businesses from there. So I think it will be a new thing in the future. Yeah,
because Zoella's brought out a book, of course, and an advent calendar last year.
Yeah.
We'll remember that. So, Henry, finally, what do you think this is a sign of the modern climate?
We all need to stop being little sad rats in our room and talking to ourselves. Really, that's about it. Go out there and talk to people and make connections, not just chatting to your webcam in your bedroom.
Brilliant, there you are, you said it live on iCOV TV. Right, well that's certainly a point of debate, but we're going to take a pause now with the news with Anupam Urati.
Thank you guys. Britain's biggest gambling companies, including Bet365 and Ladbrokes, have voluntarily agreed to a whistle-to-whistle television advertising ban. More than 90 minutes of adverts were shown during the Football World Cup earlier this year, and campaigners say sports use of adverts normalizes betting. Horse racing will be exempt from the restrictions, but all other sports will be included. Up to 32 million mobile phone users in the UK have lost their data services after the O2 network has suffered problems. This also affects people on networks such as Sky, Tesco, and giffgaff. Users across the country have been unable to access the internet without a Wi-Fi connection, and many have taken to Twitter to complain about the technical difficulties. O2 is the second largest mobile phone network in the country, behind EE. A girl has been rushed to hospital after she was involved in a hit-and-run case at Beek Avenue this morning. The girl was reportedly hit on the leg and was soon after taken to hospital by a relative, as confirmed by a West Midlands police spokesperson. They also confirmed that the police have initiated further inquiries into the matter and are urging witnesses to contact the police. Keeping up with the Christmas spirit in December, the Coventry University Christian Union are organizing a couple of carol services. The first one took place at the Hub this afternoon, and the next one in the series will be a carol concert taking place at the Holy Trinity Church on 10th of December. Back to you guys.
Yeah, thanks for that, Anupam. So with Christmas just around the corner, there'll be lots of people spending the festive period with loved ones.
However, it can be a tough time for those who live alone. This, unfortunately, is the case for a massive 28% of us, with many of these likely to suffer from mental health issues.
Mental health and wellness is a topic that people are slowly becoming more
amongst
aware
young
of.
people and students in particular. I decided to speak to Michael Roberts, the founder of the Mindfulness Tree, to tell us about how mindfulness and meditation can support mental health.
So the Mindfulness Tree is an organisation devoted to spreading the benefits of meditation practice around the West Midlands. So we run events in Coventry and in Birmingham. We have sort of lunchtime mindfulness sessions, we have mindfulness mental health, and we do courses also. So really it's just to spread awareness of what's involved in meditation practice, and give people the chance to experience what it can do for them in their lives. Ideally, At the end of each session, attendees come away with something new to try to introduce into their own lives to see what benefits that can have for them. We also have a chance for people to discuss how they get along with these different techniques with one another in the sessions, share some strategies and difficulties, and create a bit of a sense of community.
The mental health workshops are available on a Thursday evening at the Forum Health Centre here in Coventry. I've been Tyra Guy-Williams reporting for iCOV.
Well, brilliant. That was Tyra Guy-Williams there. Thank you very much for that. So, yeah, we're joined in the studio by Santa's little helper. Here she is. Liana is with Tiara. Welcome, Liana.
Thank you.
So tell us, how did you come to keep Tiara?
Well, I was feeling really lonely during my first year, and my parents decided to buy me a present for Christmas, as they asked me what I want, and I said I don't want nothing because I have everything I need. And they decided to bring me one little fluffy ball to make my days even more better, and she definitely makes my days.
Oh, brilliant. Well, it's a good point, isn't it, Henry? You know, there's people at Christmas time that are very, very lonely, and sometimes a pet can be all everything that they need.
Well, I think that pets are a lot better than people, because you don't have to listen to anything you don't like about them. They just listen to you, and they're always there to keep you company. As long as you look after them properly, they will hopefully always love you. So.
Yeah. Do you have any pets, Maisie?
I have 8 cats.
8 cats?
Yes. We started
Wow.
to rescue them. And the subject, my sister is autistic, and she started becoming less mute as she started talking to cats, and then we just rescued them from there. So it's quite a mad house, but it's a fun house.
That's absolutely
I bet
brilliant.
it is.
Yeah, fantastic. So yeah, actually, the Mental Health Foundation themselves actually suggest if a person is lonely, that get them to pet a pet.
Every year, lots of people do buy pets for Christmas, but especially when it comes to the more exotic animals, people can lack the knowledge of how to care for them. We sent our reporter, Sophie Wallace, to find out how to look after more unusual pets.
For many people, owning a pet like this would be a dream at Christmas. But for some people, they lack the knowledge to care for these animals properly, which can lead to many being abandoned. I'm here with Tyler from KBN Reptiles to find out more about how best to care for beautiful creatures such as this frilled dragon. What do I have here for start?
So this is a frilled dragon, and he's around 3 years old now, so he's fully grown. He's a lovely boy, so he's very, very friendly.
Okay. And do you find that there are an increased amount of people who want to get pets such as this frilled dragon for people for Christmas, or more exotic animals?
Yeah, for Christmas obviously everybody wants Christmas presents for their children, for their family members or friends. So the increase does go up, but obviously, you know, we do have to make sure they are going to a good home. But yeah, we definitely have a lot more sales on animals this time of year.
And have you ever found that there have been any problems encountered by people who might buy one for Christmas and then suddenly realise they can't care for it?
Not here, we haven't really had any issues, because usually before we sell any animals, we make sure that we spend at least 2 hours with them, going through all the care, the size tanks, everything. But this time of year we have had a lot of incidences where people have brought animals in and said, I bought this a few weeks ago for Christmas and now I don't want it. So we've had a lot of people abandon animals here.
So if you were, say there's someone watching this thinking, I want to buy a snake or a lovely dragon like this one, what would your advice be to them, especially if they're buying it as a present for Christmas?
A few things really. Obviously just consider that they don't always stay babies. So a lot of people buy things and they're about this big. So he would have started off that big, and now look, he's massive. So they need a huge tank, loads and loads of room. Also, they can live up to sort of 15, 30 years, some of them. So they're not just a few years like hamsters or stuff like that, they are a lifetime pet.
What kind of things do these normally eat, and would people have to do a certain amount of preparation mentally for potentially feeding them things like live?
So a lot of lizards and geckos and stuff are on live food, so hoppers, crickets, worms, roaches, stuff like that. So you have to make sure that you're not actually frightened of the food before buying the lizard.
That's fair enough.
A lot of people do. A lot of people buy them and they go, oh my gosh, I'm absolutely petrified of hoppers. And snakes and stuff, they are frozen mice.
But it's still a mouse. It still looks like a mouse.
Yes.
So now you know how to care for a more exotic pet should you find yourself wanting to buy one this Christmas. I've been Sophie Wallace, reporting for iCOV TV.
Brilliant. Even as someone who is allergic to actually half the animals on the planet, I found that really interesting myself. So we're just going to go back to talking about pets and Christmas time. So Maisie, we've got to reiterate that, you know, a dog or any animal really is not just for Christmas, is it?
You are right. Dogs Trust always say that dogs are for life, not just for Christmas, because year after year after year, so many dogs have to be rehomed in January because there's this romanticised idea that dogs should be brought for Christmas, and that's not true. If you're not ready to have a dog, don't have one. So if you're going to buy somebody a dog for Christmas, please ask them first. Yeah, exactly. Well, Henry, you had a really good point you mentioned to me earlier about that. Don't. If you're not sure that the owner will be able to take care of the dog, probably don't buy it.
Yeah, don't buy it. The RSPCA last year reported 1,600 incidents of pet abandonment, and just to make that sound even greater, that's 3 animals every minute that are abandoned, which truly is atrocious. Not only on the animal, but to the poor staff who then have to euthanise a healthy and fit animal. It's disgusting.
No, exactly. So, even though she is dressed up really, really beautifully, Liana, how will you celebrate Christmas with Tiara?
Well, my little sister is coming as well, so it's gonna be 3 of us, and we're gonna have a great time. I'm sure about that.
Oh,
I'm gonna put her under the tree like my little present, again and again.
Oh, fantastic! Brilliant. Wow, that's very cool. So, on the subject of Christmas, it's festive market time.
One of the best things about Christmas time is the Christmas markets and the food, of course. Our reporter Seashell Yander went to Birmingham's City Social Market to speak to some stallholders, including Roasty Toasty, who have opened for the first time this year.
December is here and the countdown begins. Christmas lights, Christmas trees and Christmas markets. I decided to head down to the City Social Market in Birmingham to visit the stalls.
The market at the moment, on the Mondays, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, is quite slow. Our Wednesdays, Thursdays and Fridays and Saturdays are really good. But down at the mailbox, we have passengers from the Mason, all through the mailbox. We have a lot of passengers walking from work, by the waffles, quite a lot of the stands here as well, the alcohol sold. So if you're interested in that yourselves, pop around there. We mainly do like waffles with ice creams, we do all the chocolate mixes, we do milkshakes, hot chocolates, hot drinks, stuff like that as well. And to be fair, my friend's business has been going for quite a number of years now. It's quite established, doing really well, doing a lot of corporate events, a lot of events, so doing quite good to be fair.
It's nice to hear that reoccurring businesses reach the same success every year. However, there are new businesses joining every single year. I spoke to the co-owner of Roasty Toasty, Chloe Gray, to hear how their first year in the market was going.
With my best friend Matt Elson, we devised Roasty Toasty when we were pretty much a bit hungover one morning, and we were talking about what the best hangover foods to eat are. So his favourite hangover food would be his mum's roast dinner. And then I was talking about, well, my favourite hangover food would be anything with melted cheese. I think that's just like, it fixes any problems. So we're talking about doing grilled cheeses. And then we said, well, what if you did the 2-in-1 and combined it into the idea of a Sunday roast in a toasty? And that's how we came up with Roasty Toasty. The idea of the whole thing is that it's festive, so it can be around a Christmas time thing, or it can be just a kind of a fun thing that hark back to the Sunday dinner that you can have at your nan's house, basically.
So, it's fair to say that the City Social was back in Brum. There's also live music, Sunday film screenings and outdoor heaters to sit down, relax and enjoy the festive season. Make sure you head over there before it ends on December the 22nd. Well, that's all from me. I've been Seashell Yander. Back to the studio.
Fantastic. I'd love a good Christmas market. Henry, what's your favourite?
Cheese, definitely. The cheese and mulled wine, you can never go wrong. A nice night in after going and selecting all the different types. You know, you got the chili, the jams, the pickled cheese, everything like that. I love it. It's delicious.
Oh, that's fantastic. So, Liana, you're from Bulgaria. So, do you celebrate anything? In Bulgaria?
Yeah, we celebrate Christmas, but but we don't have the Christmas markets as we have it here. That I was really surprised about that when I came.
Okay, brilliant. So the Coventry, well, I know Coventry Market made quite a lot, didn't they, last year, Maisie?
Yeah, they made over thousands. The Birmingham Christmas Market makes so much money each year because people love it. It's a tourist attraction now as well, so that just brings thousands in every Christmas.
Oh, brilliant. So, anyway, talking about money, you may have heard that the £50 note is due to be thrown into circulation. And so we are going to cross live now to Seychelles Yanda to cross live.
Thank you for that. So I'm joined with Paul Nolan to talk about how the governor, the bank, for who's going to be the face of the new £50 note. So, Paul, why do you think that Fred Lancaster should be the face of the new £50 note?
Okay, so Fred Lancaster, okay, this man, it was an absolute genius. To put it into some kind of perspective here, we're currently in the Lanchester Interactive Archive. This is on the second floor of the library here at the university. And just by looking around, you can just see some of the inventions that Fred was responsible for. This here, for example, was one of his cars. And here you can see it going up the steps of the Crystal Palace for the exhibition for one of the very first motor shows. So Fred had hydro-electric suspension. He also had a low gearing system. So this was the only car of its time back in 1903 that could actually drive up steps. Directly behind you, Fred's inventions here. This is one of his very first flying machines, okay? And he was doing flying machines even before the Wright brothers were doing it in America. So he Coventry, he worked in Coventry. Originally he's from London, but this was his home here in Coventry, working for Daimler Cars.
He does sound like a genius. So if we did want to get involved in campaigning for him to be on the £50 note, how do we do that? How do we get involved?
Dead easy. You can go to the Bank of England website and you can register your interest there and you can nominate Fred there. Or better still, you can join our campaign here, being part of the university campus, by just going on to the hashtag #GetFredOnThe50, 50. And we can collate your votes.
Thank you so much for your time, Paul Nolan. Thank you so much. So that has been me. I've been Seychelles Yanda. I've been joined with Paul. Thank you, guys. I'm back to the studio.
Brilliant. Sorry about the mix-up before. We're back now. So thank you very much for... sorry. I must say sorry. Thank you very much for voting on the poll, I was going to say, but you don't know that we've got the poll. So we've got a poll on the £50 note and... who should be on it, basically. So it's on iCOV on Twitter, iCOV_media. The results at the moment are 8% for Bruce Forsyth, 25% for Margaret Thatcher, and at the moment it's 67% for Agatha Christie. What do we think of that?
Margaret Thatcher, I think we just shouldn't have her on the note, to be fair. She's such a divisive figure. We can have someone that we can all settle on who's quite peaceful, not somebody who half the nation views as a traitor.
Well, that's another debate for another time of thing. You can still vote, though, on the poll if you head over to the Twitter. But anyway, my personal opinion, if he's not even on there, is footballer Harry Maguire after his World Cup forays. And now Coventry has now some England stars of their own. And they were on the international platform last month with 2 footballers from the city being called up to the England national team. So I went to watch the local non-league derby to see what this means for the sport inside the city.
With Coventry-born footballers James Maddison and this man,
Wilson, 3-0.
Callum Wilson, being called up to the England first team squad, I wanted to get down to grassroots and find out what the local football scene thinks of local boys hitting the big time. So I went to watch the Coventry non-league derby to see what I could find.
So I'm here at Sphinx Drive for Coventry Sphinx versus Coventry United in what should be a classic non-league game. Let's see how both teams get on and hopefully catch some interviews after the game. So let's hope it's a cracker.
The game didn't disappoint with tackles like these going in. A good old-fashioned derby, although there were more shaking heads with these theatrical skills. The game finished 0-0 with Coventry Sphinx winning the penalty shootout.
And he scored it! Coventry Sphinx progress to round 4!
That was the voice of CUTV commentator Liam Cook, and we managed to speak to him after the game about Coventry grassroots football before he left.
Could be better, it really could be better. I mean, especially the non-league scene. Again, we've seen some outstanding football today. It's getting better and better by the day, with the Sky Blues back on the up, with non-league thriving as it is, with the likes of Spinks United, Copswood, GNP, Albis. It's got to be one of the best footballing scenes I've seen in the country.
So would you go as far as to say it's inspirational?
I would say so. I mean, you know, with Callum and James obviously getting to the England squad. In fact, they are the first England internationals from Coventry since a great friend of my granddad's, who was a goalkeeper for Chelsea back in the 1950s. So it's it holds a special place in my heart. I mean, obviously, I love this city. I love football. So what's not to love?
And here's John Woodward about the city's coaching philosophy.
Do you think that way, nurturing them that way, has proved dividends in the end?
Yeah, I mean, so through two of those foundations, we had one on the bench today that came through the college foundation. There's also two of the players that are in the youth team. So yeah, I think it is. It's bringing them through. As long as they've got a route then into the semi-pro game.
So there you have it. They've said to themselves, the Coventry football scene is on the rise, and after we've seen tonight, there's a lot more to come. Well, I personally thought that was a great package myself.
I think it was a great package too, and I like your hair. It's really nice.
Thank you very much. I'll take that as a compliment, I think. You'll be glad to know I've actually got a haircut since. Anyway, so just on that really, what do you think the non-league scene in football, Henry,
I think
can help?
I think it's rare that we see players come into the national spotlight, especially coming from non-league teams. Usually, you know, they start in the academies and they work their way up. Never non-league football, really.
Yeah, no, I agree that there's a lot more to come
for the footballers. But right now, we are going to a very rare topic, as it doesn't happen that often. An internationally recognised composer and musician comes to Coventry University. Andy Quinn, who is absolutely world-class, wrote the world's first ever album of Music Library series. And yesterday I had a chat with some students at the Ellen Terry building. We got an exclusive interview with Mr. Quinn from our reporter Max Trudzik.
I was at Keele University as a student, and I was a postgraduate student at the same time, and so I've known Andy since those days. And then, you know, he's gone on and done his career, I've done mine, but he's come back in a sense in recent years because he's, you know, had a very successful career, as he's already said today, as a music library composer. And so now he wants to just share that a bit more. And so we sort of reconnected, I can't think quite how, a few years back. And I said, you know, we'd like to come up and talk to the students here. And that started an annual occurrence.
Every Ellen Terry building of Coventry University, it doesn't happen very often when such a star is there.
I thought you meant getting up to the third floor.
Yeah.
It gets a struggle when you get to a certain age. You know?
Unfortunately, yeah. It's Andy Quinn, a composer, musician.
Yeah.
Hi, Andy. Could you tell me what prompted you to come to Coventry for the meeting with students?
Well, I knew Tom Williams, who's one of the professors of music here, and from many years ago when we were at Keele University together. And one of the things that I was always interested in and never had enough time to do was music education. So I said to Tom, look, you know, if you ever want to talk on aspects of composing or film music or music business or whatever, drop us a line. So he did, and so I've come, I think this is about my third or fourth visit now. My upbringing, I didn't come from a musical family. We didn't even have a piano, but I got to love listening to music when I was very young indeed, and I badgered my parents so much they bought me a piano. And even though they were very poor, they saved up and bought this piano for me, and that really changed my life and enabled me to do what I do, which is absolutely what I love. I was in the days when they had these massive record stores like HMV in Birmingham, and I used to pop in there just browse the world music section, and they had this big rack of CDs, and it was the latest. I think it got to number 3 in the UK album chart, and it was a compilation of world music things. At that time there was an a cappella vocal band, Africa Black Man Bars that they were called, and they had an advert on Heinz for Heinz, and it made world music very popular. And I was looking at this album, and then I saw that some of these tracks, and I thought, I wrote those. And then I looked at the small print, and then I realised that a lot of the music on this album was my music, and I didn't know. So that things like that, you know, stick in your memory. But I give organ concerts. I also do piano recitals, and of course jazz has been a major part of my performing career as well. I love performing jazz whenever the opportunity comes.
Thank you so much, Andy. It was
Thank you very much.
Back to the studio.
Well, we've certainly got a lot of talent within the city, haven't we? But just a reminder, make sure you vote in the iCOV poll for who you want to see being turned into a snowman. That is, the results will be announced very shortly. Just for now, though, over to Joel Lodge with the weather.
Well, it will be rather cloudy today with outbreaks of light rain and potentially some drizzle moving in from the west, but it will stay mostly grey throughout the afternoon. It may become a little breezy, but it will stay mild with a maximum temperature of 12 degrees. Tonight will remain cloudy with further patchy rain or drizzle at first, but with more widespread and persistent rain developing after midnight with strengthening winds and a minimum temperature of 9 degrees. Tomorrow, early rain will clear to sunshine and blustery showers during the morning. Sunshine and blustery showers will continue throughout the day with strong winds with a maximum temperature of 13 degrees. Over the weekend, it will be windy on Saturday with showers or longer spells of rain, becoming largely dry and bright on Sunday and Monday with lighter winds. But it'll start to turn cold as we head into Christmas, so make sure you wrap up this weekend. That's all for now. Back to the studio.
Brilliant. Sorry about that. Caught off guard there. Brilliant. So we'll bring in Paige Bradley, who will tell us more about what's going on and give us the results.
Okay, so you guys at home have been voting on which of our presenters are going to be turned into a snowman. We want to get into the winter and Christmas spirit. So I hate to break it to you, but two of you are going to be...
Oh, two of us?
Two of you are going to be turned into a snowman. And it's our two male presenters, so Isaac
Oh, no.
and Henry.
Oh,
so
no.
Liana and Maisie, it's your job to wrap them up, and let's see who's going to look more like a snowman. Go.
Oh, no. Right. What should I do? Want me to put my arms out? My earpiece is definitely going to come out.
I've got the other one ready
Quick.
when you need it.
Hey, don't get it on my hair.
Hold it.
Flipping it. I haven't been wrapped this tightly since I've flipping pulled on my girlfriend's underwear. Crikey. Hey, what's going on? She wants to join in.
Keep going.
Even the dog hates me.
Someone's let the dog loose.
Even the dog hates me. Pin out.
Just keep turning. Okay.
Surely I'm the winner.
Let me help you there, Isaac.
I tell you what, I'm well dizzy, man. Right, okay, brilliant. So I think that brings it to a close.
Okay, great. I think Henry and Liana have won.
Yes. What?
Isaac,
Are you
you're
joking?
looking a little loose on the paper. Look, there's paper here.
Well, what a sad
there's
way
paper
to end the
there.
iCOV dynasty. Anyway, thank you for joining us for the last ever iCOV of 2018, even if it was a bit hectic at the end. You've been great. A shout out to Sean and Ben, who have been working hard behind the scenes this year. Thank you very much, and we'll see you. We'll see you next year. Let's try and see if we can wrap us all up just for the end credits. Come on.
Oh, God.
Oh, right, okay, I'll see how it is.
Okay, Mason, thank you for this.
B-Tech confetti. Where's the camera?